From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, worry and frustration emanating from the Democratic Party after President Joe Biden's performance in today's high-stakes presidential debate. President Biden faced off with his rival Donald Trump in the key battleground state of Georgia. The president seemed to stutter, lose his train of thought and give confusing answers throughout the 90 minutes. CNN correspondent MJ Lee says President Biden's performance has set off panic in the Democratic Party. She says many are saying he looked old and sat mostly on the defense.
Really devastating reviews for a Biden campaign that really wanted to use tonight to dispel this notion that President Biden is too old for a second term.
The Treaty of Waitangi Settlements Minister says slashing Matariki funding was one of many tough budget decisions across the board. Paul Goldsmith says he's confident the 45% cut to Matariki arts, culture and heritage funding is not affecting holiday activities. He says the government's committing $3 million a year, which will still provide a good basis for celebrations. Mr. Goldsmith says he has hopes Matariki will expand its reach in future.
It's something that all New Zealanders can share and experience, and I think it's a special moment.
Business NZ's planning forecast for the June quarter reveals any growth will be subdued for some time. It found transactions, consumer spending and building consents are all lower than the previous quarter. Director of Advocacy, Catherine Beard, says it's likely interest rates will remain at elevated levels for longer than anticipated too.
So it's going to be tough going probably for the next 18 months, and I think everyone's going to have to hunker down.
2 people have died in a 2-vehicle crash on Malligans Road in Dalefield, Queenstown Lakes District. Emergency services were alerted about 10 last night and found 2 people who had died at the scene. The serious crash units conducted a scene examination and the road reopened about midday today. Inquiries into the circumstances of the crash are ongoing. That's news. In sport, Warriors hooker Wade Egan's denying there are any problems with his NRL team's culture. Speculation's arisen that dressing room problems might have contributed to their 60-point loss to the Titans. However, Egan insists the issues are solely on field.
I think we're best of mates. Off the field, we had a great time on the Gold Coast, maybe too good a time. It's good weather, and the boys are having a great time there. And honestly, no one sort of seen it coming. I guess we were very confident going into the week, and we prepared like we always do, and it was actually a shock.
The Warriors host the Broncos tomorrow. The All Whites are still concerned about the fitness of defender Tim Payne ahead of Sunday's OFC Nations Cup final against hosts Vanuatu. Payne hobbled off the pitch during New Zealand's big semi-final win over Tahiti. That's sport. I'm Joe Gilfillan.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.